Hey everyone, my name is Jillian Summers. I graduated Campbell University in 2016. I was a trust and wealth management major and I played lacrosse. Now I am a wealth advisor, vice president with BB&T Now Truist in Wilmington, North Carolina. I'm going to talk to you about a few things. I have 5 questions I think I'm going to go over that I hope help you since everything came to an abrupt stop for you all before you started job hunting. Don't judge my video skills. I am a banker after all, and nothing to do with media. So the first question is, what do you wish you knew when you're job searching? So what I would say is a primary thing that I didn't realize mattered to me, and I ended up in a good place on accident, was their morals and values as a company. It doesn't sound like a big deal when you're 21, 22, and you're coming out of school and you just want a job, but you spend a lot of time with the people at the place that you work. And so if you're working somewhere where their values are very dissimilar to your own, it's 10 days is going to seem like 10 years. I promise you probably won't stay very long because it'll just wear on you and it'll be incredibly exhausting. So that's a big thing that I would make sure that wherever you're going is filled with ask what the team is like. Make sure the team and the company kind of match up with your goals, vision, mission of what you want your career to look like. And if they don't have an answer to that question, then that is your answer. Then they don't focus really on any specific vision or values. Another thing I wish I knew when job interviewing, when you're coming out, you have very little to no experience. And they know that. But I wouldn't downplay who you are as a person. So they are expecting to train you and to teach you. So make sure when you're giving examples, they're widespread. Pull some from either a rec sport or sport you played in college, pull some from a club you were in, pull some from time you worked a summer job, pull some from, family, friends. It kind of be diverse in ways that you've had leadership, that you've overcome diversity, and everyone's is going to be different. But don't downplay that. That is a big deal to employers. They want to know that you're coachable. They want you to know you're a team player. They want to know you're going to work hard. Because at the end of the day, when you're first getting a job, that's all you have to offer them. To be honest, at first, until that you get that on-the-job training. College is great. Your classes are great. They're a good foundation. But you learn a lot in most of your specific job on the job because every company, their technology, their processes are different. So make sure you're really showcasing who you are and not just talking about what you learned in school because it's important, but in their mind, they want to be your new teachers. So they kind of want you to tuck that knowledge in the back of your brain and showcase who you are going to be and what an asset you're going to be on their new team. And that really comes from the qualities of, who you are as a person. Let's see. The last thing I'd say about that is don't accept any job. I think we all have a gut feeling of something that's not going to work out. So as hard as it is to say, there's going to be jobs that are going to offer you more money that you're not going to like. It's harder to move up and move around at a company that you're not passionate about and a job you are not passionate about, even if it makes 10 more grand than the other one. And we'll get to benefits in the next question, but money starting out is not everything. So make sure when you're accepting a job, it's actually a position that you really want to be in. So that kind of gets to question 2, benefit negotiation. What I'd say about that is it's not just about the salary. So a lot of companies will draw you in with a higher salary, 10 grand more, 8 grand more than some other companies. I had job offers at other institutions out of school that paid 20 grand more. But here's the thing, where I worked, they have a 6% 401k match. They have a pension. They have great medical. So ask about some of those other benefits because those are expenses that are going to be coming out on your own. If they don't have it, if they don't provide some of those benefits, those are things that are going to eat away at your paycheck. So when you are negotiating benefits, ask questions, especially your first job when you may not be getting paid a lot. Do they cover cell phone if they expect you to, use your personal cell phone and you have to upgrade to unlimited data? Ask if they pay for parking if you're in a city. That's another $80 a month. that you have to compensate for. Ask what their, medical insurance is. What is the copay, if they say they're Blue Cross, this plan, go look at their plan. If you have to pay $200 out of pocket to go to the doctor because something happened, that's a lot of money when you come out making 40 grand, 45 grand a year. It adds up really fast. So don't just look at the salary. Make sure you're asking about those other benefits, because it will add up if you don't know what kind of package you're getting altogether. Let's see. The third question is professional development. Here's what I would say. If you want to move up and even like the position you're in and want to be better at it, you have to be proactive. What I'll say about my company specifically, they have all the training in the world. But to be honest, you have to be the one that goes and accesses. They have trainings that you have to do monthly and quarterly and conferences, and those are great. But that's only going to get you so far. You have to use the resources that your company has. I wasn't very good at Excel. I'm going to be honest, I wasn't. So I had to go in, and on our learning plan, they had extra Excel courses that I could add to my work plan, which cut down from me doing all these formulas for my day-to-day that I just didn't do in college because I didn't have a class that I needed to really plug in formulas. It cut something that took me 2 hours to do to 20 minutes. So it's a big deal. That's efficiency that you can be spending somewhere else. So I'd say look at what your company has internally and utilize the resources that they're already giving you and that are most likely free. And then I would look externally. Who in your network, so I'm a wealth advisor, who in my network can I learn things from? Other real estate agents, estate attorneys, CPAs, take them to lunch, ask them questions. That's all part of personal development, and learning what, would be useful to you and, to me, my clients, that I wouldn't get in my day-to-day training and my briefings and our sales meetings. And lastly, I will say I wasn't the biggest reader in college, because it wasn't always material I enjoyed. But I would say if you're not a reader, podcast, audiobooks, find something about your specific career that you find interesting and want to know more about. But also find stuff out about yourself. Find out what your most efficient work habits are. Find out more about your, if you haven't taken Myers-Briggs, things like that. That helps you interact with coworkers better, with clients better, or customers or whoever you're interfacing with. It helps you learn more about, hey, I'm more efficient in the morning, so let me do my reports, or let me do this in the morning and I'll make calls in the afternoon, or whatever your job is going to look like. But learn about yourself. So, maybe go back and forth of forming good habits, listen to a podcast on that, then read a podcast specifically about engineering if you're going into the engineering field, that something, that new technology they came out with that you want to learn more about, so that if an opportunity came up, you can raise your hand and tell your boss, yeah, I learned about that, so I would like to be on that project. Those are good ways to set yourself apart, especially young. It makes you look humble, like you don't know everything, because we never will, and eager to learn more, which is very impressive, I know, to any company and any boss that you're going to have. 4 is networking, or tips to network. I'll tell you the mistake I made is when I moved to Wilmington, I had no friends, no family, didn't know any of my coworkers. I came here and knew nobody. So I just got involved in everything. And I was spread too thin, and I wasn't making any real connections in the networking. So I was there, and people remembered my face, but they didn't really know who I was. So after that kind of crash and burn, I was burned out. I wasn't really getting much from it. I kind of regrouped and picked 2 or 3 organizations that I was really, really passionate about. I decided I wanted to be on a nonprofit board, so I sit on that board. I decided I want to be an ambassador for a Port City Young Professionals, so I do that. And, I attend some of the chamber events. So I picked one that I was on the board of, one that I was an ambassador of networking, and one I just attended. Once a month I attended their meetings. So that's what I would say, is pick a couple you're passionate about, and it's okay to go to some will sound interesting and they'll have topics they're talking about certain months that you can go to, and that's fine. But I would say don't spread yourself too thin, and make sure you can be in the groups that you want to be in fully and invested in those. While networking, what I would say is don't have surface level conversations, but pick one or two people every time you go that you really want to know, that you really want to get to know, get their card, and then go take them to lunch, take them to coffee, send them an email. Get to know a couple people every time very well, and then they will build your network for you. So it's hard to do it all on your own, but if you can build a network within a network, you will be surprised how many people call you for opportunities and call you to sit in on their other groups because they can't be there. It's really nice when you build a network and you can walk into any room alone and you can know 2 or 3 people, or someone else, is a friend of a friend or someone you've networked with, and now you get to know them better because they recognized you from someone introducing you. So be intentional about what you pick to do. Be intentional about the people that you're picking. They don't always have to be within your industry, but if you're going to take time to talk to someone, get their card, take them to lunch, follow up. Don't just see them once a month because it's not going to get you as far as you want it to. Okay, and then I think the last question, sorry, I have 2 more, I'll be quick. The last question is to rent or buy. Here's what I'd say is make sure you're always somewhere that you can live without a roommate. So don't bank, if you want a roommate to supplement income, don't bank on the roommate always being there. AKA if they move out and you can't float the rent, you have to move out. That's not a good situation. 2, if you're buying, make sure you have more than the down payment. So you never know when a roof, you're going to need to replace a roof, an HVAC system. So if you have the bare minimum to put down, you're not ready to buy a house. Make sure you have 2-3 times that because you don't know expenses you're going to incur. And I will say, any basic finances is always better to buy than rent. You're building equity in something. But to be honest, if you're moving somewhere and don't know the area and don't know the price points, it's okay to rent for a little bit. Don't put pressure on yourself to buy when you don't really know where you want to live and what you should be paying to live there. 6, and finally, financial planning. Do it now. It's not just for people getting ready to retire. It's not for people just having a family. It is. But when you are young and get out, make a budget, stick to your budget. Don't overextend yourself on credit cards. I mean, this sounds basic, but you can get in way over your head is faster than you think. And save money. What I do is I have my main bank accounts and I send money to an account that I have no debit card, no checks, no online access, but every month it comes out of my paycheck to the point where I don't even know how much is in there. So make sure you're paying yourself first. It's one of the basic principles of finance. I'm sure all of you are aware of it. But even if you're not making a lot, you can afford $10 a month, $20 a month, $50, $100, whatever your excess is. Make sure you are doing it. You do not know when a tire is going to blow. You do not know when you're going to have a medical event. You don't know when your family's going to have a medical event and you have to pay $600 for a ticket because it's last minute and on an airline that's expensive near you. So make sure you are saving money, and don't be lazy with your finances. If you have a car, make sure you're looking to refinance rates when they drop. If you're paying 4% and you kind of hear rumblings that rates are low and you're like, yeah, whatever, I don't care. Look to see if you can save on your payment. Look to see if you can save on your rate. Same with student loans. See when you get out if you can refinance them. I will say it is very easy to get overwhelmed. I am in finance. It's very easy to get overwhelmed when you're like, crap, now what? I'm out, I'm doing my thing. I want to go out with my friends. I want to go travel, but this month I had to put new tires in my car and get an oil change. Then you can't go, and it's hard. It's a hard lesson to learn. But you have to stay within your means, and it'll pay off tenfold when you get older. I hope that helped, and I'm so sorry that your last year ended as abruptly as it did. If you all need anything or have any questions, feel free to reach out. My cell phone number is 716-374-0501. Shoot me a text or send me an email, jsummers, SUMMERS 0801@gmail.com. So I hope you all found this helpful, and good luck. I know you're going to crush it. Campbell's a great school, has a great reputation, and I'm really excited for you guys. Bye.